It was the song that would change everything. The year is 1992, and pop diva Whitney Houston is about to take her career in a new, uncharted direction, making her acting debut alongside box office superstar Kevin Costner.
Oh, you don't look like a bodyguard.
What'd you expect?
Well, I don't know. Maybe a tough guy?
Off-screen, her seemingly unlikely relationship with Bobby Brown is about to change as well.
I said, "You sure you want to marry me?" And I had the ring on my finger. And it was just like, yeah.
And you went old school, you asked her dad before.
Yeah, I definitely asked him before. He wanted to see how much I had in my bank account.
And how much did you have in your bank account?
I had lots of money in my bank account.
So he knew that you weren't
Yeah.
in it for the money?
No, because I had way more money than she did, cash-wise.
3 months later, the couple is married.
We did it!
I want to show you a picture. Wedding day.
Yeah.
When you see this picture, what do you see?
Happiness. I think we're both happy. I was deeply in love with her, and you know, for the rest of my life, I think I will have that feeling towards her, because she was that one person that knew me, that one person that had no judgment.
Now, you broke tradition a little bit and saw her before the wedding.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was the first time I had actually saw her do drugs.
Cocaine.
Yes, ma'am.
Bobby says in his upcoming book, he found his bride-to-be, quote, hunched over a bureau snorting a line of coke. He says she offered him a hit, but he didn't indulge at that moment. What went through your mind when you saw that?
She wasn't that, you know what I'm saying? The drugs wasn't her. She did drugs, but drugs didn't do her. She knew how to handle herself. It only made me, you know, love her and want to protect her more.
People said to me, the one thing that they heard over and over again, that you were the one that led Whitney to heavy drug use.
Well,
that you were the one.
It wasn't me. It started her. And I take my part, and I take it hard for me even being a part of it. But we all have our own minds, and some of us are stronger than others.
That was their lives in private. In public, the young couple glowed with promise at the Bodyguard movie premiere. The song, "I Will Always Love You," sent Whitney Houston, already a superstar, into the stratosphere. The Bodyguard soundtrack topped every chart and would go on to become an international phenomenon, selling over 45 million albums and winning nearly every award.
The winner is
Whitney.
Whitney Houston!
It was that record, I think, that kind of solidified her forever.
And more good news. In March 1993, Bobby and Whitney welcomed their precious baby girl, Bobby Christina Brown, into the spotlight. And their impressive 12,000 square foot home, featuring an initial encrusted pool, recording studio, and...
This is called the Great Room.
Called the Great Room?
The Great Room.
Because everybody walks in and says, what a great room.
Meanwhile, for Bobby, his new music is a disappointing follow-up to his earlier success with My Prerogative.
One thing that we knew about Bobby Brown was it was really hard when someone else was getting attention. Really hard. Now, all of a sudden, he's married to the biggest star in the pop universe.
It's not right, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it anyway.
Bobby maintains he was never jealous of Whitney's success. The former frontman becomes her +1 on the red carpet.
Does Whitney always treat you this good? You want to answer that, Whitney?
Always.
Yet she often seemed to be dimming her star for him.
Honey, this one's for you, the original R&B king. I love you.
Singer Bobby Brown was arrested again.
After his DUI conviction.
At that time, the only headlines Bobby was grabbing
This ain't fair, man.
were for less than stellar behavior. His multiple arrests, ranging from marijuana possession to drunk driving and various parole violations, solidify his bad boy image.
Bobby Brown!
But Whitney stands by her man.
Happy to have your husband back, ma'am?
They recorded their first duet. Sadly, they also share escalating drug use. Bobby says they would lock themselves in one wing of the house getting high, while daughter Bobby Christina was cared for by nannies. You all were in the throes of drug use. Did you ever do it in front of her?
No, never.
But she
never.
Probably had to know.
Never. I always made it a point to not let her see me or my wife in that type of situation. I mean, it's hard when you know, you're doing it every day. You know, it's really hard.
The world was beginning to take notice.
All right.
Boom! I had Whitney and Bobby in front of me outside the Vanity Fair party one year, and she'd speak in this really staccato way, and they'd like be looking around like this, and she'd say kind of off the wall stuff like, "We're in it to win it."
At a certain point, when you're using drugs, you don't know that the outside people that are seeing you. I mean,
People remember vividly my colleague and friend, Diane Sawyer. Crack is whack.
wow.
Crack is whack.
First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
People cannot let that go.
Diane Sawyer, love her. Just bad timing. Bad timing. We both needed to get away from what we were doing. There was no reason for her to be on television at that time.